It is time to convene.
All right, one more.
It is time to convene.
All right, last one.
It is time to convene.
Welcome to the Council of the Multiverse. On this episode, we got Robert Downey Jr. revealing details behind his return to the MCU, which we'll talk about. We got Marisa Tomei leaving a very heartfelt and emotional tribute to her time in the Spider-Man movies. And we're also going to react to a fan theory regarding Dr. Doom. Plus, we have updates on Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight.
Oh my.
But first, my name is Isaiah. Thank you for joining us here for the podcast. I am joined by the world's #1 Blake Lively fan. It is Lucia.
My. Number one.
How are we doing this week?
I am doing amazing.
All right, before we get into this Robert Downey Jr. stuff, because we talked about it last week, we're going to talk about some details. He's finally talking about it. Before we get there, it is time to acknowledge the Patreon supporters. We announced the Patreon last week, and now we're doing some shout outs. If you like a shout out, support us on Patreon. So here we go with the shout outs. Absolutely nobody still. We launched it last week.
Yeah.
Nobody signed up. This is going to be a fun bit. We're going to see how long we go with no people.
You didn't show me how to
up.
sign up, so I forgot. Oops.
We're not going to dilute our finances for the bit. We're going to see how long it's going to be until we get a supporter. But when we finally get the first one, that's going to hit like crack.
But what if their name is absolutely no one, and then they think it's a joke still, and then it isn't?
That would make the bit so much better. This
Last time, I swear.
Give you a shout out to one single person. Absolutely nobody.
Last time I really thought it was someone's name for a second. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a joke.
So if you want to sign up, be the first one to sign up for the Patreon.
Hell.
Put your name as absolutely nobody.
It'll be
that
funny.
Would be a fun bit. But you know, there's one reason to sign up for the Patreon.
What is that?
It's because I break news. I'm gonna break news right here, right now. And my breaking news is that somebody else has broken news earlier today.
Oh my.
And we're recording this on Friday, August
23rd
of the 2024. This comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. This is not a bit, by the way. This is breaking, not breaking. It came out today.
Oh, yes. I believe you.
The Hollywood Reporter has reported that the Vision show they announced years ago, they're finally going to start making it. It's going to come out in a year or two.
Oh, my.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have some details here in a moment as to when it's coming out. But somebody is joining the show. Who's your first guess?
Wait, the Vision show? This is the one that's just going to be...
We're finally going to catch up with White Vision. He flew off somewhere. We're gonna catch up with him.
I bet you Agatha.
Oh my, that's a close one.
Agatha Wanda is obviously going to be in there, right?
Iron Man.
What?
I'm kidding. It's Ultron. Ultron is coming back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we thought he was done for. Ultron is coming back. A robot entering a robot show, or an android.
Oh my god, that's going to be some tea.
That is. He's coming back. So I have some quotes from the article. And I quote, Terry Matalas, the much heralded showrunner of Star Trek, is spearheading the new show. And he's talking about the Vision show called Vision Quest, which has been referred to as Vision Quest, although that is not its official title. and
Interesting.
That's funny because when they announced the show, that's what they called it.
Oh.
So like maybe whoever's writing this like has insider information that eventually they're going to change it, but like officially they have announced it as the title.
Oh, okay.
So like to say like, oh, that's not the official title.
It's alleged, but we can't say.
It's really funny to me. The rumored title that they came out and announced the show with.
Allegedly.
So it's not the official title. It may take on another name, but it will tackle White Vision's search for a new purpose in life. I guess the show's going to take after the Thunderbolts in that way.
Oh.
Where Yelena's like, yo, I don't know what to do with my life. Vision is also in the same way.
Ooh, we're all going through it.
Back to the quotes. Adding to the show's mythological mix is Ultron, who, as Marvel fans know, was a sentient being created by Tony Stark, a.k.a. Iron Man.
Oh.
That's part of the quote. to act as a defense program, but that instead turned against humanity. Ultron then created his own sentient being who happened to be Vision.
Woo.
In order to have help in destroying the human race. But
yeah.
luckily for Earthlings, this son turns against his father to help the Avengers defeat the bad guy. And then they put in in parentheses. Mm-hmm. Got all that? If not, just rewatch Avengers Age of Ultron.
Don't tell me what to do. What the
Don't
hell?
tell me what to do.
I'll rewatch whatever I want. I'm going to rewatch it.
They're like, I like how they're explaining what happens, but then, like, they're explaining it to people who don't know who Ultron is. But then after the explanation, they're like,
that's a lot.
If for some reason you don't know who Ultron is before you read this, they're just like, oh yeah, just go watch it, forehead. Yeah. And then learn if you don't understand yet. I don't know why they put this in the report.
Scoop right there. New information that I did not know.
So, carrying on, Ultron was seemingly destroyed at the end of the movie. So it is unclear how he would return and what kind of relationship he would have with Vision.
Ooh, besties.
The series is meant to be a third part of a trilogy that started with WandaVision and continues in Agatha All Along.
Interesting.
Which debuts in September on Disney+. Ah! The new show is eyeing a shoot in England in early 2025. So that's the quote from Hollywood Reporter. Gotta get some details in there. If you didn't catch any of that, go watch Avengers Age of Ultron. Oof. You could go watch that movie. But what are your thoughts? Thoughts and feelings?
Well, okay. This is White Vision, right? By the way, they're calling him White Vision, confirmed. Or is this just... Okay.
I don't know if they're actually going to call him that in the show or anything, but like that's how we refer to him as.
But that Vision is he's the original one, or is he the evil one?
We don't know.
The thief?
Is it the real one or the fake one?
Like, because what if they're both evil and then they're just doing evil shit together?
Oh.
Because Ultron, I mean, they came from the same thing, right? The womb? The Iron Man womb?
This Vision.
Oh, yeah, but like the origins.
Yeah.
Same data, kind of.
Yeah.
I wonder if he because in the second movie, or was it? Because Ultron is in like 2 movies, right? Iron Man?
He's just in one.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he left and then he came back.
You would think, Age of Ultron, he would be there for a long time. He's just in one movie.
Because he's like a computer, right? Or he's in the computer, in the system. So you can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
So he'll just pop up.
That's how they're probably going to explain it.
Like hack. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm taking whoever wrote this report, when they were watching Avengers Age of Ultron, they're just like, oh yeah, that specific
chunk
android being is Ultron, and that one got destroyed, so Ultron is gone. But like, he could have been like, let me put a duplicate of myself,
upload it to something else,
Facebook.
And
then comes out of Facebook in the show.
Yeah,
he's like, man, that's crazy how I just switched that election. All right, time to go back out in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. That's probably what happened.
More thoughts on Ultron? He's coming back.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe Vision's gonna have to redeem himself somehow and then kill him and then save the world and then okay, you're back. You're old Vision again. I don't know. I don't really get what the show will be about, but we don't know, do we? It's just about him.
It's just about him.
The alleged name and everything.
Wanda may or may not be in it. I would assume she's gonna be in it.
She's done enough.
she's done enough. She's blown up buildings. She's
controlling his mind and everything.
Children. It's
playing with dead bodies. Crazy.
Yeah. Holding a whole town hostage. She's done enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. So I'm guessing they're going to be filming early 2025. I would assume end of 2025, early 2026 is when they release the show. Just in time for the Avengers movie. And
do you think the Agatha show is directly related, or is just kind of because she was in the other show and she's in this one now, it's kind of related to this one?
So that's something I also wanted to talk about.
Oh.
I don't think we knew this information prior to today. I mean, I guess somebody could probably think about it this way, but this is like kind of official. Mm-hmm. They're doing like a trilogy of shows.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, I thought the Agatha show was just going to be like, oh yeah, because she was in WandaVision. Now we're going to continue with her. Mm-hmm. But like, this may be like one story they're telling.
Like a season type of thing? Like WandaVision's the first season, Agatha's the second, and then it's not going to be like multiple seasons of each.
Yeah, so like...
Does that mean WandaVision doesn't come back?
Oh yeah, probably not.
Oh. Well, it's good on its own, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, just, ruin it. Crushing my dreams. But like White Vision may pop up in Agatha, maybe? Probably at the end. He's like, oh my, what are you doing? Hey man, ever since I left Westview, I've just been in Las Vegas betting all my money.
Oh, hell yeah. What money? Yeah.
No, he just like
he just makes it with his mind.
He just makes it.
Oh, like the pizza.
This is my bank account.
Would you like to order
a
pizza?
Yo, you got $1 million
True.
right now to spend right here at the Luxor Hotel.
The Luxor. You're gonna get a
on the
cheeseburger?
penny stocks.
Oof.
Or the shocks or the
Oof.
What am I trying to say? The penny
stocks.
The penny slots.
Oh,
the penny slots. Or the penny stocks too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Ultron's back, baby. They're bringing back all the big hitters.
Right?
They're bringing back Ultron.
Iron Man.
They're bringing back Robert Downey Jr., who is not going to be Iron Man.
He's not going to be Iron Man.
You better shut up. It is not going to be Iron Man.
And he's not related to Dawn Power.
And I have proof. Moving on to our next story. Robert Downey Jr. opens up and talks about his return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Aww.
This also comes from the Hollywood Reporter. They're hitting us with the 1-2 punch.
A Hollywood Reporter.
All right. And I quote, around a year ago, Robert Downey Jr. and his wife and producing partner Susan Downey sat down with Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige for a chat. It wasn't unusual for Downey and Feige to be talking. After all, the two have kept in touch following Downey's departure from the Marvel Cinematic Universe after Avengers Endgame.
R.I.P.
I love these quotes. This
right? They're just adding a bunch of information in so like a little fluff. Subtle. Oh, it's not. And after this, and when he died in this thing, and then for context, of course, it doesn't flow correctly.
A year ago, these people were talking because, after all, they didn't stop talking.
After all, why wouldn't they be talking? Why are you questioning that they're talking?
Why wouldn't they be talking?
This is perfectly normal. Just say they were talking, bro.
You got some news on them not talking anymore? But yeah. They were talking because they've always been talking, so they were talking more, but
makes
specifically.
Sense. Valid.
So it wasn't unusual. Back to the quote. But the conversation soon took a multiverse shattering left turn when Feige suggested Downey could return to the MCU, even though his character, Tony Stark, was dead.
Oh.
Right. He said, and this is them quoting Kevin Feige. No, he's quoting Robert Downey Jr., who is so I am quoting the Hollywood Reporter, who is quoting Robert Downey Jr., who is quoting Kevin Feige during their talk.
Oh,
do you got all that?
Yeah.
If not, go watch Avengers Age of Ultron.
I'll need some context, but I'm sure there's going to be a sentence in there that gives me context. Right. Also, multiverse context,
So
please?
Robert Downey Jr., and I quote now, Robert Downey Jr. said that Kevin Feige... Robert Downey Jr. said,
what do you
it just keeps occurring to me. If you were to come back...
Oh, if?
Downey said in the latest episode of the Hollywood Reporters Award Chatter podcast. Susan was like, wait. Come back as what? Downey and Feige went on to talk about issues that needed to be resolved should the actor return.
He needs to live.
And then we're back to Robert Downey Jr.'s quote, quoted by the Hollywood Reporter, quoted by me.
Jesus.
How can we not go backwards? How can we not disappoint expectations? How can we continue to beat expectations?
Zombies.
Downey recalled, added the actor, and he brought up Victor Von Doom. I looked into this character. Later on, he goes, let's get Victor Von Doom right. End quote.
Interesting.
So tell me your thoughts first, because I got thoughts.
So that was a really long quote just to say, hey, how are we going to do this with these issues? Yeah. One of these issues is, hey, my character's dead. Did you remember that?
How about you play a different character and we like do it good?
Right? Like, oh, I was thinking we're going to do it bad, but you know what? Your idea about doing it good?
Yeah, we're going deep into it.
They had this could have been an email.
This could have been an email.
It could have been.
All right.
That was a lot of quotes.
I got a couple things I want to talk about.
Nope.
One, it's interesting. He said around a year ago, these talks were happening.
Yes.
I was thinking just in the past couple months this has happened.
Oh,
but this is like
they've been keeping secrets from us.
This has been under wraps for quite a while.
Yeah. How is this the first we're hearing of this?
Yeah. Not even joking. How has it not come out? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
They're very
I would assume they talked and then they reached an agreement. They're like, yeah, I'm interested. And then only recently. Because like 2 weeks ago before they announced it, this guy, Jeff Schneider, reported it. They're like, oh yeah, they're looking to bring in RDJ as Dr. Doom. That was like 2 weeks before they announced it. So I assume they didn't actually like, put together a contract and like actually sign it until recently. But that's still very interesting. People are taking this as confirmation that he is not going to be a Tony Stark variant.
What if they're trying to throw you off?
Now I go into this because this might be a mistake on my part. Ideally, we're still doing the podcast a long time from now, so this could bite me in the ass. Oh. But I'm going to do it for the bit.
Quote him, quoting him.
And you can quote me on that.
Quote him, quoting Hollywood, quoting Iron Man.
So Robert Downey Jr. said, and he brought up Victor Von Doom. I looked into this character. Later on, he goes, let's get Victor Von Doom right. So he looked into the character of Victor Von Doom.
All right. You Googled searched real quick.
So, yeah, you just doing Google. He's like,
he's like, this guy looks
what's
dope
this guy
or
about?
Whatever. Yeah, I could play him.
You know what's interesting about that?
What?
Before being Iron Man.
Yes.
A few years before that. Yes. They were making these Fantastic Four movies that featured Dr. Doom.
Oh.
You know who auditioned to be Victor Von Doom?
He did, but he didn't
Robert
get a chance.
Downey Jr.
Oh, so that was his role.
Or I don't know why he didn't do it, but he was trying to be Victor Von Doom.
Oh.
So, therefore, I may regret this little bit I'm doing. However, you're going to sit here and tell me, so I looked into the character. For a character you auditioned for about 20 years ago.
Right.
You're telling me you don't know who Victor Von Doom is.
He's been
Ain't no way. I don't believe it.
He's trying to act
So when people are saying I'm playing Victor Von Doom, not a Tony Stark variant, you're lying about that as well. Oof. I am planting my feet in the ground.
So no variants?
He's going to be a Tony... No, he will be a Tony Stark variant. Oh, okay. They are lying through their teeth.
Lying. Oh,
they are lying.
They are. They're throwing
They're probably
off. They wanted to be surprised.
Their strategy is to probably blatantly lie the entire time until the movie happens, and they're like, oh yeah, this is Tony Stark from a different universe. Ooh. That might be the angle they're going for, which I get. You don't want to spoil that thing, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Would it be a mistake to extrapolate an entire plot point based off of him saying, I looked into the character? Yes.
Extrapolate.
That could be a mistake on my part.
Extrapolate.
I just pulled out this whole strategic empire out from one little thing. Absolutely. Could that be a mistake? Yeah. But I'm doing it anyway. For the bit. No way, dude. He's going to be a Tony Stark variant. They're lying to us.
Wouldn't him, like, knowing the character and wanting to be it back then prove more that he actually wants to be that character and it has nothing to do with Tony Stark?
Excellent point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would. So I don't understand why he said that.
Oh, okay. Or like they're just saying that to throw you off, I guess.
That's what I'm thinking.
Throw people off. Because like they're trying to pull a Reputation Taylor Swift and drop it on us without us knowing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what angle they're...
Or we're being clowns.
Who are they trying to fool? So I looked into the character.
Gaslight the
Bro, you auditioned for the character.
But this is public knowledge that he did.
Yeah.
But like he wouldn't have had to like
look
up
a video about a week ago
before, right?
where Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau, Happy Hogan, who's also a director, he directed the first 2 Iron Man movies.
Yes.
They were talking because they're heavily involved in the first Iron Man movie. They were talking for the 15th anniversary of the movie coming out. Jon Favreau mentioned that Robert Downey Jr. auditioned a couple years prior to Iron Man for Dr. Doom.
But to audition for something, do they need to know everything about that character, or what if he was just?
I mean, you probably don't need to know everything, but you gotta know what character it is. You gotta what you're auditioning for.
I guess so.
Especially, it's not like an original movie where you're doing an audition where it's just some vagalities and be like, it's this woman, you're a woman, okay, you're auditioning, and it's she's looking for love. And she's a bit quirky, and she's got a day job being an accountant. And then that's basically all you need to know. And then you can get the details later on. If you're we're doing a Fantastic Four movie.
You need the lore.
And we're auditioning for the villain. And it's even if they don't tell you the name, even though I'm pretty sure they knew which villain, but it's
yeah.
You have
about it. You need to look them up and Google search them real quick.
Yeah. You're not gonna. It's not an original character that they're creating for that movie.
I looked the character up, and I
looked him up.
Let's do him good.
It's weird. It was the same character that I tried to do 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, I did do that. I do so many movies, so many auditions.
Yeah. He's trying to throw us off the scent. I'm not buying it. There's one thing you got to know about me, ladies and gentlemen, listening to this podcast right now.
Right now.
There's one thing. One single thing you got to know about me.
What is it?
Everything else
doesn't matter.
It's just extra. Doesn't matter.
Fluff.
One thing you got to know about me, I am not an orchestra. You're not going to play me like a fiddle. Robert Downey Jr., you are not going to play me like a fiddle.
Like an orchestra.
I'm a human being. I am not an orchestra.
Oh. You're not an orchestra and you're not a fiddle?
No. No way. That's one thing you got to know. All right. So what are your thoughts on this? Are you an orchestra?
Orchestra or a fiddle? Or is a fiddle in an orchestra?
A fiddle is in an orchestra. A fiddle is a violin.
I don't know. Because what if it's just a coincidence? He just said that.
He's lying blatantly to you?
Well, maybe he didn't mean to say that, but he had to have been he probably didn't want to give the full lore. Oh yeah, I auditioned. Remember that I auditioned for this before and I didn't get it. And then so he's probably just oh, you guys probably don't know this Hollywood Reporter. I've read their articles. They don't really know what they're talking about. They give too many big quotes and they don't even know what they're talking about.
They're always telling me to watch Avengers.
So they're not going to know that I'm in this.
Yeah,
that I used to audition to. So I'll just make it up. I don't want to explain myself.
I see. Okay.
But I don't know. Is there a reason they don't want? I mean, they don't want to ruin Iron Man.
Yeah,
by not ending it because it ended and then it's they want to let's make more money off of it. Is that the issue? Because now they have the multiverse and they could do it, right? But before they didn't do it.
But
it's they don't want to. I guess he could just do cameos.
I guess all the mystery is because he's playing a different character.
Yeah,
it's not it's not Chris Evans popping up in Deadpool where it's Chris Evans is back, but Captain America is gone and you're ruining that big old moment where he gave the shield. It's he
played this other character.
He's playing another character. But they are with this one. They're I don't even know what I'm saying.
What if they do that? They hint at Iron Man a little bit, but it's actually Dr. Doom.
Oh, okay. That brings me... Okay, I was starting to confuse myself. The reason they're not doing it further makes me believe that they are going to do it.
They just changed their mind and they killed him off and just so he could come back? Or as a different Iron Man? Like, is he going to be from another universe?
Yeah.
But, like, he's actually coming back? But what's he going to do?
What do you mean?
Like, is there any more, like, will he be in Avengers movies? Future Avengers, Iron Man? Because I'm saying, like, if he comes back as Iron Man. Because you're saying Doctor Doom?
Yeah.
But that's going to be, like, it can be Doctor Doom and Iron Man?
Yeah, he could be, like, from a different universe. He'd be like, oh, yeah, this is Tony Stark, who becomes Doctor Doom.
Oh, okay. I guess so.
You know? And, like, I think they're trying to hide that. They're going to be doing it. Oh, this is I was confusing myself. The reason I brought up the Chris Evans thing is because it's not like when he came back to play this character who played before Captain America. Those are like two different things. It's not like there was a possibility of
him turning into Captain America.
Deadpool being like, oh yeah, this is from a different universe. This is Captain America who became the Human Torch of the Fantastic Four. Like, they're not doing it. It can't be that, but you guys think it will be that in this one? It could be.
But, like, okay. I guess so. Because there's a possibility somehow?
Yeah, there's a possibility of them doing that.
Okay.
For the reasons, like, we talked about last week with the podcast, where it's like, you know, this could be a temporary thing, because, like, he's probably not going to keep playing the character after the Avengers movies, but, like, they probably still want a Doctor Doom after that point, so it's like, if this is a temporary thing, just make this one a variant. And then
I guess so, because it has
because like you cast the same actor, and it's like you're doing a lot. Everything's lining up for it to be a variant.
Yeah.
So it's just if they don't do that, it's kind of like
weird.
It's kind of weird. When you could, like, if it's literally going to be not a Tony Stark variant, just its own character.
Why him?
Why not just right now cast an actor that you're planning on using for a long time after this?
Yeah. That makes sense. Like, put a new face to this character, because we only see Iron Man when I see him in Marvel movies.
Yeah. Right. So I don't buy it. I'm not buying it. All right. Let's move on to talking about, you know, not ruining moments from these Marvel movies.
Soiled it.
Marisa Tomei was at a convention and had a very heartfelt Spider-Man tribute.
Oh.
You know, because she's Aunt May.
Oh,
was in all 3 Spider-Man movies. Popped up at the end of Endgame at Tony Stark's funeral. Which I don't know if you know this, a little fun trivia. She and Robert Downey Jr. used to date.
Oh.
So that's pretty funny. Actually, that's not funny. That was the Tony Stark funeral. That's not funny. Why would you laugh about that?
I didn't laugh.
What is funny is in Civil War, she was also in that movie. That's where they were introduced.
Oof.
Tony Stark was like, man, your aunt is kind of hot, bro.
Oh, he did.
So that's pretty fun, because they were dating. Oof. Or not at that time.
Is she with Happy? I forget.
Yeah, they were fucking for a summer.
Oh, yeah.
And then she stopped talking to him. And then Happy Hogan was like, damn, I really care about you. And she's like, yo, you're just a fuck buddy. Oof. And then she died.
Oh,
and
I
Happy Hogan showed up to the grave, and he's fucking sad, bro.
Oof.
That sucked. That sucked.
Damn.
She did him dirty. That's wild.
She really had to die like that.
But she had a lot of fun with her Spider-Man role. She was at the Fan Expo in Chicago. And I got this information from a tweet from Cosmic Marvel. So she was at this convention, and somebody asked if there was a day from the Spider-Man set, any Spider-Man set, that stood out to her.
Oh.
And she had this very heartfelt response. She said, nope.
What? Like a day from like filming the Spider-Man set?
What?
Like a day from filming the Spider-Man?
Yeah, when they're shooting these movies, all these movies. Any day that stood out to you? And
they all felt equally boring. They're just sitting there.
Yeah, I got paid.
I showed up, I left, I ate some food, I left.
So yeah, I want to talk about that real quick, because I thought
that was it. No,
nope.
So heartfelt.
Yeah, very heartfelt, right? You know, spending all that time with all these people and stuff, creating some magic. You know, these great moves that people like. Anything stood out while you were making it? Nope.
Oof.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shout out to her. She's getting that paycheck.
Yes.
Yeah.
She said, "Fuck Iron Man."
Yeah, we had a lot of fun right there talking about Marisa Tomei saying no.
Women can say no.
I saw that from a tweet. So we're on a roll right now. How about we continue it?
It can say no.
So it keeps rolling. Let's talk about more tweets. We're going to head over to Daniel Reichman.
Oh.
Daniel RPK on Twitter.
Okay.
Who's got a couple pieces of news. He said that Moon Knight Season 2 is in development. So they're working on it.
Ooh.
How excited are you? Let's give a score from 1 to 10 on excitement levels. We're going to do a countdown from 7. Give us a score. And we'll let the people know how excited we are at the same time. All right, ready? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
7.5.
You said 7.5?
Yes.
I said 2.
I said 2.
All right, explain yourself. That's a high score.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to know what's up, because a lot of things confused me on that show, and it was kind of trippy.
Why they didn't make a good show. I hear you.
It was kind of trippy. Honestly, I don't remember the last few episodes, but there were some fluff episodes for sure. But you know what? I don't even remember the show, honestly.
Yeah, it was very boring.
But like, I kind of liked it. I liked the actor.
Do you?
And the costumes. So I was just wondering. I don't know. It was very like dreamlike, very vibey. So
you were vibing with the show Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Yes.
Damn. Remember when
something about a ship and then water and then they dropped something.
Remember when his mom was beating the fucking brakes off of him?
Oh my god, that was crazy.
The vibes were there, weren't they?
Yeah, it was like deep and scary.
And then you find out memories, didn't even remember.
Yes, mental hospital vibes.
Create a whole new personality based off of that.
Yes, it's like who is who? Because it was like the whole mystery of it, like, oh, is it really him? Is he someone else? Is there two of them? And then it's like this whole question at the end that wasn't answered. So I just want to know what the fuck is up.
What's your favorite part of the Moon Knight show?
When he's in the
yeah.
When he's in the, is it the last episode or a few last episodes where he's in that room and then he's getting diagnosed and then he's freaking out and then he wakes up and then he realizes he's actually somewhere else and like everything he knew is like not right, or like he was actually in the mental hospital the whole time.
Yeah.
But then it's like that was all fake. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the anticipation of it, of that episode.
Yeah.
And then he's walking through that house with all those things and his memories are coming back and then you realize stuff. Lots of realizing. Yeah. Explain. America, explain.
I think my favorite part of the show was when, I'm forgetting her name, but do you remember the girlfriend?
I think so. In the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite part was like through most of the show, she's like, I have no interest in being a hero. I don't want to be an avatar. Screw that shit. I do not want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I have no interest in that whatsoever. I said, damn, during a superhero show, she doesn't want to be a hero? That's pretty interesting. And the very last episode, she becomes a superhero by force.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, damn, that's crazy. She's probably going to hate it. And then she was a hero as she started doing hero shit. Stuff. Mm-hmm. And this one little girl or a little boy, it was a little person in age.
Oh, yes.
Looked up at her and they're like, are you an Egyptian superhero? And then she smiled as if she was proud to be a hero, the thing that she did not want to do at all.
You know what? I remember now.
That was my favorite part, where she just went back on everything that she believed in on the show.
She's kind of a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. What?
What?
Oh.
What?
Moving on to some other news. We have some news on Miss Marvel.
Oh.
You know Miss Marvel. Do you like Miss Marvel?
I know her personally.
Yeah, I like her. She's a Pakistani superhero. And Daniel RPK is reporting that season 2 of the show is under consideration.
Oh,
thoughts,
meaning?
Feelings on a possible
what does that
season
mean?
2? That means that they're considering a season 2 for Miss Marvel.
Oh, I thought that was a given. Personally,
a given? Why?
Yeah.
Why would he give that?
Because didn't it do good or no? I don't know. I thought it did.
Actually,
I liked
no. Here's some background. People were mixed on the show, and then she popped up in the Marvels, and that was mixed as well. Oh. So much so that Monica. Actually, we don't know Monica.
Where is she right now? Who knows?
Yeah, she's in a different universe, so there's no Monica here.
Allegedly.
We don't know Monica.
We'll see her in Agatha.
The idea, apparently, allegedly, the idea was for her to have her own show, probably exploring that alternate universe. Mm-hmm. That's no longer happening because the movie didn't do well.
Oh, damn.
So I'm taking that given that you have, and I'm taking that. Well, it's not exactly a given that we were getting season 2, but apparently we are. So maybe it is a given. I'm going to give your given back.
What the?
I'm not going to take that given from you. I'm going to give it back.
I mean, they should. And
why?
Redeem. Because didn't her season end, kind of, I don't know. Or did it? Was there a full circle?
They set up mutants, bro.
But then she still has to, go to
They said, you're a mutant. And she's like, huh?
She's going to high school, college, and then deal with all that. It's going to be like a continuation in her life.
Oh.
It's like that little sitcom where it's like, oh, you got to know what happens. And then she grows up with the heroes, and then she evolves. I feel like she's just a little kid right now, figuring out she needs time to get better.
Little kid, bitch. She's been to space.
Okay, is she not a little kid?
That was a Nick Fury joke. You remember that? When Spider-Man's like, I can't go. I got this trip.
I got school tomorrow.
And then he's like, bitch, you've been to space.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he said that in the movie, but he said it in the trailer, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That was a little callback. Let's call back to Miss Marvel season 2.
That was in the trailer.
Yeah, I guess it could be fun. Here's the problem. Mm-hmm. They're making so much stuff. So this is the riddle or the tangle
Batman
of Marvel, where it's like, all right, so you got WandaVision. You got to wait 3 years for Agatha. And then it's like Miss Marvel. It's like, okay, where you going to put this show in between the Avengers movies and stuff? It's going to be tricky.
What do you mean? Or because they can't film all that at the same time?
They don't do TV like they used to do TV. It's not like season 1 came out and then the next year they came out with season 2. It's like, all right, season 1 came out. Yeah. 3 years later, season 2 finally. But 3 years from then, they're starting to do some big stuff. Oh, so it's like, where do you squeeze that in?
Oh, is she going to be in the Avengers?
You're like, Dr. Doom comes up with the face of Tony Stark, but he's like, I am not Tony Stark.
Yeah.
How 2 months after that, he destroys the world or whatever the hell. How you come back 2 months later and be like, oh, let's go to high school with Miss Marvel.
Well, they did that with Spider-Man, didn't they? After the whole Endgame thing, it's like, oh, yeah, after this, all my friends disappeared, but now we're back in school. The bell rings, everyone's cool, everyone's back in school. Yeah, but that was
after the whole thing.
So after Endgame. These Avenger movies.
Yeah. But I'm talking about 2 years from now is in between Avengers movies.
So
it's like they would have to wait at least 3 years until after it's all done. And then she's like, what, 25 by now? At that point?
Maybe.
Or
they just release it earlier than that?
Could be.
They'll figure it out.
But it's September. I mean, it's August. It's August now, which is basically September. September, already October. We're now in December. The year's over. So they'll have to start shooting the show right now if they want to get out before things start popping off.
Maybe they will.
Maybe they will. Or maybe they won't. It's under consideration.
Consider it done.
All right. The last thing we're going to do here on the pod is I am going to Reddit, to the Marvel Studios subreddit.
Oh.
And we're going to read a fan theory and react to it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, this comes to us from username Lord of Thunder. And I have not read this. This is a block of text, which we'll get into in a moment. The title of this fan theory is Theory on How They Will Set Up the RDJ Doctor Doom.
Ooh.
I have not read this. I just read the title. That's all I know. I went down to the comments to see what the reception is. The first thing that I see is simply, what did I just read? So this could be a lot of fun. Are you ready?
I am ready.
And I quote, "Here's my plot for how Doom is going to be set up. It starts off with Captain America delivering all the stones, and before he goes to live with Peggy, it's revealed he made one last pit stop to say goodbye to Tony. Cap meets Tony right after the events of the first Iron Man movie and talks to him about everything he does in his life and the man he becomes. While in the conversation, Cap explains how he got there using the time travel device he would invent in the future. Before he leaves, he gives Tony the information on the device and how he built it. After he leaves, Tony thinks on what he is to become and the device he has been given. With the device, he begins experimenting on how to create the device and later works with Hank Pym, that's the first Iron Man, to get the Pym particles to make the device work. 2 months after, Cap visits him as he is working on the device and travels forward in time to 2012 to see what the Avengers become. And after seeing the and after seeing the the person here says, after seeing the detestation that occurs in New York, but I think they mean destruction. Seeing the destruction that occurs in New York and the early struggles the Avengers have, Tony turns down Nick Fury's Avengers, stating its flaws and the possible innocent civilians they inadvertently harm. Tony, after seeing the events, feels lost and leaves Malibu and finds his way to Kamartaj. Tony meets the Ancient One and discovers the powers that the sorcerers hold. After spending a month there, Tony realizes the possibility of possessing multiversal travel using the sling ring along with the time travel device. Tony goes back to Malibu and begins working on configuring them together to make a device possible for multiversal travel. Tony uses the device and travels to many universes, including Tobey Maguire's, who right here where they actually wrote, they said, including Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe, Fox X-Men universe, and the Fantastic Four universe. Eventually, Tony gets stuck in a universe where he never makes it out of the wormhole, and that universe's Tony Stark is dead.
What? Interesting.
To not raise suspicion, he goes by the name Victor Von Doom, and he goes into a life of hiding while trying to fix the device. After 7 years of being stuck in the universe, he finally fixes the device, but his years of being in hiding and misery for 7 years changes Stark. He becomes an angry person, and his early character flaws begin to show, and the 7 years as living as Victor Von Doom begins to make him forget himself as Tony Stark, but Doom. His time makes him vow to vengeance. And to destroy the multiverse and create one world. What are your thoughts?
I kind of like it. The whole idea of him turning into someone else or like going and hiding. I got confused for a second at at this one, Iron Man is not dead.
Yeah.
Like, he can't just kill himself and replace himself, right?
Yeah.
So he has to just go in hiding. But, like, it's like a Hannah Montana thing. You could tell. Unless he's just in some other area. He's got the same face. Yeah. But I like it. I kind of zoned out in the middle part of it. Because it was a lot. But what did Captain America have to do with it?
He returned the stones and then...
he used that for...
See, let me break it down to you. I'm going to explain this theory. So Captain America took the stones back because they don't want to ruin the multiverse. Yes. So he takes the stones back and then immediately goes to Tony Stark.
His best bud.
Before they're best buds. he chooses that time for some reason.
Right.
And intentionally destroys the multiverse by telling him the future. And then giving him a device to travel.
And then he goes back to Pegasus?
For some reason. And then goes back to Pegasus. He said, fuck the rest of the world. I'm going to go get my fuck on.
I needed to tell you all this shit. Drop all this shit on you.
Yeah,
and
here's
then,
all the lore that you absolutely
Pegasus.
don't need whatsoever.
I could have told you in the well, I guess
Didn't
not.
even have to tell you. The future you knows all this information. There's no need for me to be telling you this.
But then he's going to fuck up going back to Pegasus. He's going to fuck up the future anyways, right? Allegedly? Unless it always happened.
You. No way, dude. No
Unless
way.
it always happened and then everything's good. But whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that first comment. What did I just read? He becomes Doctor Strange at some point, Sorcerer Supreme, and then instead of
Supreme,
like, I don't think this person has watched Doctor Strange. The whole point is you want to fix his hands. He became a sorcerer.
These hands,
and then he got all this responsibility, so he just stayed as Doctor Strange.
Slime.
And then apparently this Tony Stark gets all the powers, learns everything.
Bye.
And he's like, all right, let me go back to Malibu.
Ooh.
He's like, all right. Yeah, that was quite the experience. And
any parts of it that you agree with?
That I agree with?
Yeah. Or like can happen? Any chunks of it?
Do you want me to be nice or give a real answer?
Real answer, please.
Absolutely not. This is horrendous. This would be like every single part of this. I don't understand why.
That's how they get you. It'll be a surprise.
I think I'm gonna start coughing right now.
Do it
because I'm sick.
Oh,
I'm sick of. It's been what is it? It's been 5 years, and I've had to go online. And that's a full sentence, by the way.
You've had to go online in 5 years.
And people are just like, you know what would be so interesting to see?
Yes.
Captain America taking back the stones. Bro, he just puts the stones back.
But like, we never saw it, you know? I would
Who
love
gives a fuck?
I would love if they made a movie that's literally just his, doing that.
Why? What's he going to do?
Because like, they didn't show it. I want to see if when he went back, he saw Red Skull, if he like talked to him at all, if like someone was dead yet or not. I don't know. Like, he had to have gone back. And then, I don't know. Just like where he put him back, he had to have like.
That's the one thing people got. Oh man, Captain's gonna have to talk to Red Skull. That's the one thing. You want a whole movie or a show based off of that one little thing you're gonna say?
Like, he could go somewhere else, and as long as he puts it back, it doesn't matter what he did really. If he doesn't touch anything, like, oh, he sees something along the way. He sees Loki go into a portal or something, and I don't know.
I don't think
or just a little mini clip
that.
I just want to know everything.
I mean, me and She-Hulk, I guess, are the only people on the planet who know this. Captain America fucks. Okay?
He fucks.
This man is trying to put the stones back as fast as possible so he could get to Pegasus.
What's the rush? You got all the time in the world.
Captain America fucks.
But he can't go back to Pegasus unless he wants to make a new branch in the timeline and then get fucked. He did. But then they would have zapped his ass.
What do you mean?
They would have zapped him if it wasn't the sacred timeline. So it was a sacred timeline, right? Unless he just died.
Oh, we're getting into low-key time travel? I don't want to talk about this. This is confusing. So I don't like this. I'm sick of hearing, oh, he needs to return the stones. I don't care. He turned them back. All right. There's just a lot of fluff. Not fluff, but just unnecessary. Like, he becomes Doctor Strange. Almost quite literally. For no reason. He's already got a time travel device.
Oof.
What? Huh?
What does he need to do that
for? It's like, why did Captain America give him the device? Why did he even talk to that Tony Stark anyway and give him all that information for no fucking reason?
How did he get home?
And then it's like, okay, at the end, he's like, I'm going to destroy the multiverse. But the reason that you're doing all this shit to begin with is because he told you about what happens in the first Avengers movie. And you're like, oh man, all these innocent civilians are going to die because of us. I don't want to be an Avenger. But then he's going to destroy the multiverse? Huh?
Let me just kill them all.
Doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense.
None of it.
But I loved reading it. That was quite the experience. All right. Anything else you want to add?
I hope Agatha is good.
Yeah, Agatha's coming up in a couple weeks. we're probably going to be doing some reviews on those episodes.
What if it's like actually really, really great? And
What
they just made it look bad?
I hope so. That would be fun. A good show to watch.
Right? A spooky show?
Yeah, during spooky times.
I hope it feels like WandaVision dark.
Yeah. All right. That has been another episode of the Council of the Multiverse. You know, we've done 2 of these. We did one last week. We did another one this week. Anything stand out to you on any of these podcasts? That's very heartfelt. I appreciate it. We'll see you right here next week. Join the Patreon. Get your name shouted out next time.
See you in our next
council meeting. All right. No longer convening. Now we are splitting up. I'm talking about us. We're breaking up.
What?